Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Christo and this is the Imperial British campaign. Thank you ever so very much for joining me. We are just about holding in the east while we prepare for the Germans to run out of fresh manpower, which they've done. Oh baby, it's all uphill from here. So now every casualty the Germans take, and they're taking plenty, trust me. Every man they lose is someone they cannot afford to replace. So now they, alongside the Italians, are left scraping the barrel and finding that the barrel is empty, which means things are going to start coming up Commonwealth. We're going to annihilate them. It's going to be magnificent. The joint invasion of Italy, here and here, is going to be grand. We're not going to capture Milan so as to prevent Italy from capitulating before its time. Actually, as soon as I say that, Italy is already 90% of the way towards capitulation. Just capturing Genoa would probably be enough. Okay. That known, I'm going to launch these naval invasions just as soon as they get kicked out of Venice. And then we're going to rush a small portion, relatively large portion, of our Italian force is going to rush to the German border and attempt to secure a nice kind of Innsbruck, Klagenfurt line down maybe here, probably through Tris, Ljubljana, this place, the Slovenian one. And meanwhile, the bulk of the force will rush over and try and hold the Pennines from the north, thereby annihilating the huge German contingent that is placed over there. But just as soon as these guys get kicked out of Venice. How about this? Hey, America. Why don't you give me some expeditionaries? America, America, America. Hey, America. Yes, go on, give me these guys. Did they give me these guys? They didn't. Who'd they give me? Where are you guys? Over here. Down here. Hanging out and nobody, nowhere, middle of nowhere. Okay, you guys, these guys I'm going to send to China. That's what I think of the volunteers you've given me. They're just getting immediately sent to an irrelevant front line. I wanted these guys. Oh well. That's some guys out of the way that were probably causing problems. Wow, look at this. It's a fierce offensive that they're pulling off up here. It hasn't taken any tiles yet, but it really is only a matter of time. But fierce offensives are exactly what I want to be seeing from the Americans right now, because every time they engage in a battle, every time they so much as lift their hand against me, they're losing manpower that they cannot replace. Ever. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We are losing some convoys out here. My convoy escorting is not quite up to scratch. Let's try it not escorting in the North Sea. There appear to be no convoys there anyway right now. And not going in the North Atlantic. Get as many people as you can just covering this area. So there's two carriers. These guys, I want them in Wales for now. This is the Eastern Fleet MK2. There we go. Alright. New raiders? I guess I didn't assign the new raiding production properly. Okay, the screens can go to the Mediterranean fleet. That's where it's at right now. Yeah, those new raiding ships should automatically be deploying, that's how you say it, to the Eastern Theatre. There we go. And automatically filtering into these guys. Good. We do have enemy superiority here, even though they have no ships. Cool. The main normal mining fleet, I would like to delete all active missions and then return home and just replenish the Atlantic mine wall, please. I want to make sure all these regions are 1000% blocked off to the Axis ships. Okay, over here, we're just holding. It's so close. Okay, the Cass over Italy. I have to tell it to stand down. God, look how experienced it is. Look how dead it is. We're probably thousands short on Cass right now. Yeah, 1,700 short on Cass. Okay, we're going to reprioritize production towards Cass? Cass is the Barracuda? No, that's probably the ship one. Yeah, naval bomber. Tempest, right. I want a lot more Tempest production, which we're not getting because it's all going to tanks right now. Tanks can go at the bottom of the list. That's fine. Good. And yeah, they are converting on those. That's what I want to see. Okay. Yeah, so let's kick off a couple of those. Good. Yeah, a few less fighters. A few less Barracudas. I'd still like a couple of factories on Barracudas. We also should probably have Tempest at the bottom of the fighter list. We don't need, well, fine, less Valiants. We need the aluminium is the thing. I need 100 more bits of aluminium. So sure, you can have less. Where's my strat bombers? Oh, I hard shifted strat bombers. Okay, let's go even less there. Can I import any more aluminium? Just anyone. Yeah, America's got some for me. China's got some for me. Yugoslavia has some for me. That's a good one. Brazil's got some for me. Okay. Now how we're looking. We're still real short. 77 more needed. But it's not the worst thing. Make the Spitefuls the one that takes the hit in terms of production efficiency. I mean, you know, not the mechanic production efficiency, the literal meaning of the phrase. Every time the game hangs like that, it makes me nervous, so I'm going to save. We don't want to suffer from a crash or save corruption or whatever. Okay, still just holding here. Narrowly holding on. Oh, but we are holding. The line is buckling but not breaking. Okay, meanwhile over here. No, it was a jest. I don't need you to actually go over there. You guys can leave. There you go. Okay. Oh, and I saw someone in this army without an order. But you two can come and assist in the Venetian landing. Okay, well, I'm going to launch this attack, even if I can't launch this one yet. No, I'm not, because I don't want to capitulate Italy yet. I mean, I want this state. There's dockyards, there's factories, there's aluminium and steel. Come on, guys. Stop focusing down here. Go kick these Americans out. It's frustrating, but we'll see what we can do. I could give America back a bunch of their states here, and then maybe they'd give me control of some more states. But I think, given that I occupy so much land, I'd have to give them loads of states to make that work. The Americans are just constantly grinding men into Normandy, to no great effect. Let's cycle some of these guys out. Get some more guys defending in here. Good. Yeah, there we go. We're starting to see it. Look at the strength on these German divisions. Ticking down, never to rise again. That is just a magnificent thing. They have somehow got some more manpower. I guess maybe they're disbanding plane wings or something. I don't know if the AI does that in order to conserve manpower. The lack of manpower also means they're never going to deploy another boat, which is pretty sweet. So we're not going to be, once we actually catch and destroy their existing subs, we're not going to see any more. They are taking out quite a lot of my... Hey, nice. They're taking out quite a lot of my convoys right now, which is unfortunate. We have got a good surplus of convoys, however. In fact, we have such a good surplus of convoys, I'm going to decrease production on them substantially to conserve steel. Okay. Still just holding over here. Field hospital will be good. We do have some pretty high casualties. Maintenance companies on those tank divisions, always nice. We're losing a lot, especially of the self-propelled anti-air to attrition. Still just holding all the way along this line. Could try building a higher fort wall here. And in fact, I will. Especially in those known weak spots, which is here and here. Obviously, we won't be able to build it most of the time because it's currently under attack. But, oh god, hello. Okay, this is a real problem. What do I do to contain that? I think I deploy... Yeah, the Mountaineers, as it turns out, were more integral to this operation than I thought. So I'll take 11 of them. Hopefully that will be enough. and try and use that to contain this threat. Nope. No. Mountaineers. 5, 6. Alright, get over here. Pronto. And the rest of you will have to be a bit more divided on the invasion there. Hopefully that will be enough to keep these guys contained. Obviously we have this fort wall pre-prepared, but we've got no one in it right now. So let's immediately withdraw some guys south. Position them to hold it. We at least have some Americans hanging about. That'll be good for something for once. And hold a bit here. Okay. And if we can get these mountaineers here, we should be fine. Especially if I can get some tanks down to support them. Yeah, the Americans are holding the port. That's one of the big parts. Problem is, without control over Albania, I'm not going to be able to repair the infrastructure anymore. The American tank model is just horrible compared to the British one. I mean, look at this, and the French one as well. And then you compare that to the absolute sleek, dark magnificence of this British tank model. It's lovely. Okay, let's come on, kick them out of Venice. Why are they prioritizing me so hard? It's unfair. It's what it is. Okay, we've got the first Mountaineers in here. Let's immediately start the counter-offensive. Oh, damn, we lost an airbase. It's not such a problem because of we wanting to deploy, wanting to deploy planes in it. It's mostly a problem because it's now going to allow them to be deploying planes in it. Just keep them pinned. If they start moving in here, I'll try and pin them. Just while these guys take up defensive positions in these mountains. Hills and mountains, at least. And we've got men moving south to deal with the situation, including tanks. That should help. Obviously, they're suffering hard on supply right now. Still haven't been driven back a tile up here, which is honestly a point of great pride to me. Okay, in here. Holding fine. Americans are still in Venice. Okay, we're gonna give up on holding Venice. Yeah, the Americans are just gonna get Venice. It sucks. What are you gonna do? Yes, sir. We're gonna take out Italy, and we're gonna do it with a two-pronged offensive, starting from Livorno in the south and going up to Bologna in the north. I will divide the tank forces a twain in order to accomplish this. Start getting people moving to their positions. Okay, we're going to launch those two-pronged offensives to encircle and destroy this army. At the same time, I will launch a large naval offensive against Trieste, some of which will just land in friendly territory in Venice, spread up to the Alps. They have not pushed us out of here. They have not pushed the Americans out of there, and I'm going to make them regret it. You guys, let's retake our territory. Albania is rightful British clay. No, doesn't look like that's going to go very well. Okay, hold back, hold back. Actually, yeah, much better idea. You guys, let's bring some tanks in. Let's pocket them here. That's going to work really well. Nice, they haven't got a port in there yet. Excellent. We can drive our way through here with a fierce army. They haven't got very many men here. It is a hill fort, but still, I think we have a good chance of breaking in there, especially since they're leaving it. Very nice. No entrenchment for them. Okay, tanks are more or less positioned. Let's keep getting them positioning. The infantry will be fine to hold the centre for a short period, especially with some cycling assistance. We only have to take a tiny bit more of the Italian victory points and they will capitulate anyway, so not going to have too much problem. We're holding up here, not managing to break through here. That's okay. We can go with a static front line for now. Okay, let's just call that off. We can go with a static front line for now, if we need to. Ooh, that's less than great. We've got bad supply here is the thing. Really bad supply. Okay, we need to get this attack started, if nothing else, as a diversion. So, you guys all launch. You guys launch, and then I will turn this one off. Marines? Yes, sir. Where are my Marines? There they are. Marines launch. Let's do this thing. Okay, meanwhile, as soon as these guys cease to be under attack, I will launch offensives from there as well. And actually, now that those tanks are in position, I might want to rejig their deployment, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright, in the east we are just holding Albania with some noble defense from our American allies. Thank you, America. I appreciate it. I know I talk a lot of smack about your military proficiency in this campaign, but they've been doing good work for us recently. Okay, the Marines are landing without too much difficulty. Nice is undefended. The naval bombardment from the Mediterranean Strike Group is helping out a great deal, no doubt. Okay, they are relentlessly attacking me just here. As soon as they're done, I'm going to be launching a counter-offensive. In fact, you know what I can do? I can pre-launch these attacks, which means that the moment the enemy attack ends, ours will commence. Good. Okay, we've landed here. Let's see what we can do to crush in towards Turin, Annecy. As soon as we can get to that Swiss border. Ah, hello. Sorry, excuse me one moment. Alright. I know. Alright, so we're going to push up to Annecy. This is where I learnt to ski, just around here. About there, probably. So we're going to push up here. We're going to capitulate Italy. It's going to cause mass chaos. It's going to cause the sudden liberation of France. And it's going to cause total breakdown in Axis command. It's going to be magnificent. It's going to be great. Trieste looks like it's going to fall. They're finally trying to push them out of Venice. We are narrowly holding on the Balkan line, but they thought that was the main threat. They were wrong. A huge new invasion is launching. My tanks are landing at Marseille. I will take up defensive positions here until Italy capitulates, and then I will rush up and try and take up positions on the Maginot Line and the Rhine if we can. Okay, you guys cut east as fast as you can. You guys cut north. You cut north. You... Yeah, spread out as a defensive blocker, that's fine. You cut north. Okay, over here, tanks have begun their offensives in the east. The men have landed by Trieste. We will move out to the defensive line as pre-arranged. Establishing attack plans, potential future offensives. Getting in here. Keep cutting in, never stop. Push to the Po. The Po would be a great defensive point in the east if this invasion doesn't go so well. It doesn't look like it's going fantastically. The Trieste has just fallen. That's excellent news. There's the defensive line. Seize it. You two head east and up. Those guys are pretty well defended. But with these guys on ground, as well as the guys from sea, yeah, we've landed here with low org. Weirdly enough, if you do a naval invasion, you land with organization. If you naval invade into a own-controlled land, you land without any organization. Bit weird, but there you go. What you gonna do? You guys via Annecy. Okay. You guys in here. You guys in here. Just keep pushing up. Let's do this. Okay. If Turin falls, I think Italy falls. I'm not having much success on these attacks. Oh, possibly because they weren't all attacking into one place, as they were supposed to. Doing okay there. Meanwhile, on the Balkan front, there's been a sudden cessation of attacks on large parts of the front. That might be because the Italians are thinking, oh crap, time to switch sides. We'll see. We'll see. You guys just power up the front. Establish the new front line. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, over here, we are seeing some men leaving the front. Probably rushing over to meet the new threat in Italy. We've almost severed the connection here. Obviously, they're connected around the other side, but we're working on severing that too. You mountaineers, get up here. Get me those defensive positions. Okay, in the east, we've established our line. It's a very thin line. That's for damn sure, but it's what we've got to work with right now. You two, stop that. Let's just have you in Trieste, shall we? In fact, same with you guys. Let's just be having you in Trieste. The Americans can worry about Venice. Okay, the tanks are pushed through here. They are to continue. There will be no ceasing in the offensive. Genoa will fall. Milan will fall. Either one would probably do for the capitulation. There's the severance. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. Good shape. Good shape. You guys need an attack plan. which obviously will be just drawn to help visualize our future plans through France. If Milan falls, or Genoa, I think that will be enough. I think that will end this thing. Look at that attack plan. That's great. Yeah, no. That's not the plan. That looks better. Genoa almost falling. Livorno also might do it. You're welcome to break them on a broader front if that seems appropriate. Operate with your own intelligence there. Let's have them come down through here. Good. The line on here is not weakening much, which is good because that means they're less likely to launch a serious offensive against our line here, and more likely to have more of them getting trapped once the Italian capitulation comes in. Oh, there goes Genoa. Oh, 100% of the way. All right, wait for it. End of the day, I think. They are holding Milan. But with us in the control of Genoa. Boom. There it is. Let's go. Thank you very much. It's a glorious moment, my love. Look at this. Italy just capitulated. Hell yeah. France is liberated from the enemy yoke. We've captured a ridiculous amount of equipment. Oh god, how many planes did we just get off them? We just got 25 CAS 3. Wow. Real helpful. Got some fuel. Some weapons 1. Not really great. Italy has capitulated. Great news indeed. Leaving the entire Axis deployment in northern fascist Spain completely encircled. So all we need to do now is clean up the last pockets of resistance around here, and then we can drive this army to the west and have them encircle these guys. Fantastic. I'll see you in the next episode for some cleanup operations. Bye-bye.